presentation. Okay, nakikita ba ang aking monitor, algebraic and transcendental equations?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, very good. Okay, our topic is all about the methods to solve algebraic and transcendental equations. Last time we discussed the bisection method. Today we will be discussing the false position and also the iteration method. Next meeting, the Newton-Raphson method. Okay. Today we will discuss the false position method and also the iteration method. Next meeting will be the Newton-Raphson and another topic which is second method. Newton-Raphson lang pala. Okay, the false position method actually, this is a method to find the roots of finding the root again. No? Lahat naman to finding the root using methods of numerical methods. This method is also known as regular false position. Sa ibang libro, makikita nyo ito, regular falsi method. Yung iba, regular false position method. Okay, yung iba, false position method. Okay. In this method, we will assume 2 points, A and B, then solve for the FA and FB. Meaning to say, we will substitute the X with A and substitute the X with B. Then solving for the function of A and then the function B. Take note that these functions A and B are supposedly in opposite signs. One is negative, the other one is positive. Doon lang tayo iikot. Tapos yung iba, conditions na lang. Okay? Yung iba, conditions na lang. Okay? So we will now proceed to, these are just part of your readings. These are just procedure. Anyway, I did dissect it and summarize it into the following procedure. Okay, the first one is to solve for the f of x is equal to 0. You equate the equation into 0. In the bisection method, okay, the product of f of xl and f of xu should be less than 0. And then the root, the assumed root, will be the f of xl plus xu divided by 2. Assumed root. Okay. So based on the two similar triangles, that's one. And the other one, okay, ulitin ko. Okay, ito yung ating f of x. Yan. Ito yung assumption natin na xl. And then this is the xu. Then you intersect the points wherein the assumed xl and the assumed xu intersects with the graph of f of x. Okay? Then, ganun until such time that you come up with the exact root there. Gagalaw to dun, gagalaw ito dun, select uli, intersect uli, and so on until such time that you arrive at the exact root at that point. Okay? So the signs for both sides of equation is consistent since yan, one is negative and then the other one is positive. One is negative, the other one is positive. Okay? So here, this is just simplifying the procedure. Anyway, we will be able to understand all of this in the application. Okay. So the above equation are as follows. So you have now there. So we have the algorithm. The number one is to choose for the guesses, the two guesses for x of L and x of U. Yung mga unang discussion natin, ina-assume natin yan as A and B. A and B. This time, XL and XU. Okay, so estimate the root, the assumed root, and then check the following conditions. Later on, we will find out what is it, condition. Okay, then estimate the new root. Okay, then solve for the absolute relative of error, relative approximate error as follows, and so on. Yan naman ay hindi na kailangan kapag ka nag-converge na ang ating root. Pag nag-converge na ang ating root, hindi mo na kailangan is-check pa yan. Okay? So let's say we have the example, 3x cubed minus x minus 1. Tingin lahat sa monitor ha, para naiintindihan natin. Ito yung ating equation for f of x, 3x minus 1 minus 3x cubed minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay? We will assume the x of L, x of U. Ayun, tignan ang aking monitor. The first one, x of L, meaning to say, we will assume, substitute this here, 0, 0. So therefore, the f of x will now be equal to negative 1. And what is it? Less than 0. It's good. Okay? Let us assume another one, fx of u, 1. So therefore, we are assuming that the root is between 0 and 1. We are assuming that the root is between 0 and 1. Let us check that f of x is this time positive kasi kailangan ang assumption natin is between a negative and a positive value. Okay? So we assume this to be 1, 1, negative 1 is equal to 0. So this is now 1. So therefore, that will be greater than 0. So therefore, since we satisfied already this one, okay, that 1 should be less than 0, the other one should be greater than 0. So therefore, these two assumptions will hold true. Will hold true. So therefore, punta tayo sa Excel. Okay, yan ang series. Yan ang mga susunod-sunod na isosolve natin of x of L, xu, xm. Mamaya may formula yung xm. F of xl, xu, xm. The product of f of xl and f of xm. Ayun. Ayun lang naman yun, ano? Kita naman. Then, ayan yung condition. Then the remarks. In-assume natin kanina that that is 0. Okay? You substitute this here. That will be the value. Okay? Substitute this here. What is the value? Okay? Then, solve for the xm. Here is the formula. The x of m is equal to xu multiplied by f of xl minus x of L multiplied by fx of u divided by f of xl divided by minus f of xu. Yun ang formula, kita naman, ano? Kita naman. Nilagay ko na, mamaya naman ibibigay ko sa inyo ang lecture. So therefore, solving for this, using this formula, we will end up with this, 0.5. Pagkatapos nun, ilalagay lang naman natin doon, f of xm, ayun, xm, 0.5, 0.5. What will be now the value of this? That is negative. Okay? Then followed by the column f of xl multiplied by f of xm. Yun ang value doon. Okay? Wala muna yan dalawa kasi first trial pa lang. Okay? Next. The next condition. Now, check the following. The product here, tignan ang aking monitor, mamaya niyan, hindi kayo nakatingin, hindi maiintindihan, ha? The product less than 0, if this is less than 0, then the root lies between XL and XM. Meaning, the f of the XL here is equal to the XL, the previous, and XU here is equal to the XM. Ulitin natin. Okay? If this is less than 0, ayun, therefore, XL is equal to the previous XL, and XU is equal to XM. Ayun lang naman yun. Ano? Hindi kayo maliligaw kapag tinignan nyo to. So therefore, this is positive. Ito yun. This is positive. Ito yun. Okay? So XL will be equal to XM. XL will be XM. And XU is equal to the previous XU. This is positive. We will have this. This is positive. We will have this. XL is equal to XL. XU is equal to XM. Tingnan nga natin. Okay, mamaya na. So XL, okay, is equal to XM, and XU is equal to XU. Ayun yun. Kasi nga ito ay greater than 0. Ito ay greater than 0. Okay? Init. Next. Okay? So substitute this here, substitute this here, we will end up with this value of XL, f of XU. Then solving for XM using this formula, that is now equal to this one. Then substituting this here, you can now solve for this. Then followed by the product of this and this one. What is the product? Positive. Okay. Positive. Let us check. Since, okay, that is still greater than, less than 0.001. So therefore, the remarks will now be proceed. Okay. Next, check this. This is positive. So again, we will be using this one. Okay. So therefore, this one will become this one. This one is still equal to that one. Okay. Then solving for this, f of xl and f of xu, ayan lang ang values. Then followed by the value of xm. What is it? Yun. And yun. Then getting the product, that's it. Then x, okay, your correction, okay, solving for that, hindi na nilagay in positive, okay. Then proceed. Next, check this one. This is still positive. This is still positive. So therefore, we will again use this one. Okay, so that's it. Then solving for this. Okay, then solving for this, that one, using that formula. Okay, then solving for the product of this and this, that is still positive, then the error is still greater than this. The error is still greater than this, we will still proceed. Uulitin ko, the error using this formula, okay? Okay, ito, okay? That is the limitation. You solve for this using this, then you have the limitation there. If that is still greater than, if this one is still greater than this one, so we will proceed. If that is less than, later on you'll find out, makikita ninyo na mag-i-stop na tayo. Next, check this. That is still positive. So we will use again this one. Let this one is still positive, we will use this one. The product of this greater than 0, then use this one. So this one will be equal to this one will be the previous one. Excuse me. Then followed by the f of xl, f of xu. That's it. Then solving for this using that formula, and then for f of xm using this, by substituting this to that value, to that equation, then let's now get the product of this. What is it? Positive. Okay. So this is still 0.002, still greater than 0.001. So we will still proceed. We will still proceed. Okay. Next. This one is still positive. This one is still positive. Okay. So we will use again this one. Excuse me. Okay. So therefore, this XL will be equal to the XM. Ayun. The XU will still be equal to the XU. Let us solve for this and this one. Okay, this and this one. You have now negative 0.0038 and 1. Then solving for the XM using this formula. Then for the f of xm using this formula. Then solving for the product of this and this. And then take note of this. This is now 0.0005, 0.0005, and that is less than 0.001. Okay, ulitin natin. This is 0.0005. That is less than 0.001. So therefore, we will now stop. We will now stop. Okay? Ayun yun, no? Say is, then go to step 3. Otherwise or else, stop the algorithm. Okay? Stop the algorithm. So therefore, we have now the root. The root of this equation, the root of this equation is equal now to 0.8512854. You substitute this here, the resulting value will be almost equal to 0. Almost equal to 0. Ayun nga yun eh. Negative 0.000539. Almost equal to 0. Okay? Bakit tayo nag-stop? Kasi may condition na kapag ka less than 0.001, we will stop. Pwedeng mabago yung condition na to na 0.00000001. Kapag ka yun ang naging condition, baka ang iteration nyo rito ay dumami. Ulitin ko. Pagka ito na bago, 0.00000001, baka ang iteration nyo rito ay dumaming-dumami. Dahil sumusunod tayo, mayroon tayong sinasatisfy na condition with the absolute relative approximate error. Absolute relative approximate error. As this one. Ito ay sinabi lang. Okay? So that will now be our root. Check nga natin kung nai-graph ko. Okay? So that is now the equation 3x cubed minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. And this is now the what we have solved earlier. Okay? And then that's the root. That's the root. That's the root na na-solve natin. Okay? And then this is the graph of our equation. This is the graph of our function 3x cubed minus 1 minus x minus 1. Ayan yung graph. Nasaan ang root? Ayun ang root. That the x is equal to 0.08153 hanggang dun. At ang f of x is negative 0.005. Nasaan yun? negative 0.00, ay, point zero, negative 0.0005. Okay. Ayun, negative 0.000. Kasi nagpatong-patong sila dun. Merong isang 0.0030, 0.010 something. No? So that's the graph of our equation. And finally, the root is equal to 0.8513. And the f of x, if this is now the root, the f of x will be almost equal to negative 0.0005. Okay. So that is now the okay. Example number 2. Hindi ko na i-explain to in further. Hindi ko na i-explain in details. Okay. So you have now the function here. Check natin ha. Punta lang ako sa aking Excel. Exposition. False position. Okay, ito yon, ito yon, ito yon. Nakikita ba ang aking Excel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Tanggalin muna natin to. Okay. Ano ang sabi dun kanina? Kailangan ay in between zero, in between positive and negative. In between a positive and a negative. Okay? Yan. Ito yan, ha? Okay. Ay, sa Excel. Okay. Kailangan ang f of xl ay negative. Kailangan ang f of xu ay positive. Yan ang condition parate. Okay? Yan ang condition parate. Okay? Ito yung equation. Anong nasa loob nito? Yung equation na yun. Anong nasa loob nito? Yung equation na yun. Ayun yun. Okay? Ayun. X cubed minus 2x minus 5. Ayun at ayun. Okay? So let us assume ko muna, 0. Anyway, these are guesses. Assume yan lang. 0 muna ako. So that is negative 5. So that's okay. That is less than 0. Okay? Second assumption, if I will say that that is 1. Okay, negative 6. Less than 0 pa rin. Hindi pwede. Hindi pwede. Kasi kailangan 1 is less than 0, the other one is greater than 0. Okay na tayo dito. Less than 0, ito less than 0 pa rin. Palitan natin. 2. Negative pa rin. Hindi pa rin pwede. Palitan natin. 3. Very good. 16 siya. Okay? So the first two assumptions or guesses should be 0 and 3, such that the f of x is less than 0, the f of x is greater than 0. Ayun yun. Okay? Nagkaintindihan sana tayo, ha? So, punta na tayo dito. Ngayon, I will indicate here 0, and then the other one is 3. And then that's it. Saan galing to? Using this formula, substituting this here, that's it. Substituting this here, that's it. This one can be solved using this. Then this value, substitute it here, solve for this. This one, the product of f of x and this. That's it. Then the remarks, and so on and so forth. Okay? Ayun. Then finally, look at this. This one here, lagyan natin ng highlight. Blue. Okay, blue, pag condition. Yellow, pagka-input. Okay? This one is less than 0.001. So we will stop. Ito, 0.002, that's greater than 0.001. So we will still proceed. Kaya pagdating dito, since that is less than 0.001, we can now stop there. We can now stop there. Any questions so far? May question po ba tayo?
Sir, excuse sir.
Wala,
Yes.
sir.
May gusto po mag-join sir, di po
Kung
makapasok.
ako mamaya na yung pag-join, ha?
Sige po sir, salamat.
Sir, question lang po.
Yes, sandali. Yes. Balik ako sa Excel. Yes. Very
Sir,
good.
doon po sa Excel, kasi nakita ko po yung nung nag-input po kayo nung value, nagbabago
Ito tayo. Ito.
Opo. Yung,
Dalawa lang ang input ko dyan, ha? Ito, 0 and 3.
yes, sir. Tatanong ko lang po, paano nyo po pinormulate yung condition, sir? Yung A is less than 0, tsaka A is,
Ay, ito?
opo. Hindi po.
Ay, hindi.
Ito po sa sa tabi po ng value na nilagay nyo po. Yung 0 and
Ito.
3.
Ay, ito.
Yes,
Ayun,
sir.
ano. Ay, ito.
Yes, sir. Yan po.
Ah,
Kasi nagbago po siya.
ano, no?
Kasi,
Hindi,
sir,
may condition yan. Ayun, no? If,
opo.
Hello po, sir.
wait lang. Isang tanong muna, ha?
Okay na po, sir. Nakita ko na po yung formula.
Nakita mo yung?
Yung formula po, nakita ko na po.
Oo. Paste ko na rin dito. Nasaan siya? Ayan. Kita mo na?
Opo, thank you po.
Oo, ha? Yan ang sinasabi ko na dapat, para sa akin kasi, dapat, ang Excel is basic. Anytime na mag-access kayo sa Excel, hindi nyo kailangan ang license. Oo. Saka dapat yan ay basic knowledge ng Excel, ha? Naintindihan ba? Ayun yun, Iho. Doon, nasaan ba yun? Ito yun, di ba? Kita mo na, Iho?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes. Yung isang kaklase niyang babae, may tanong, sino yon? Hello?
Sir, okay na po, sir.
Alin din? Ito ang tanong din.
Yes po, sir.
Oo. Ayan o. If this cell is less than 0, this is the value. Otherwise, ito yun. If this cell is less than 0, the value is this one. Otherwise, ito. Tama ba? Clear tayo? Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear po.
Clear? May iba pang tanong? Bakit ganun? May iba pa tayong tanong? May tanong pa, tanong. Gusto ko may magtanong. Pag ako nagtanong, is ko lang yung Excel ko kagad, ha? Ayun. Pinasok ko lang kagad yung Excel doon sa ating clear tayo dito. Tingnan nga natin kung ito ba ay pwedeng 5. Yung nagtanong sa akin kanina nito, gusto ko siyang tatanungin ang kanyang opinion. Anyway, it seems na meron siyang alam sa kunwari ito ay 5, pwede ba? Hoy. Kunwari
Yes, sir.
ito ay
Pwede naman, sir.
very
Kaso sa
good.
ang mangyayari,
Kaya lang,
greater pa rin po sa 0.
yeah. Kaya lang it seems, masyado siyang hahaba, di ba? Kasi kung ito ay 5,
Yes, sir. Dadami po iteration niya.
yes, very good. Kasi napakalayo niya siguro. Tignan din natin, ha? This is the beauty of Excel. Kasi pag kinalculator niya yan, baka yung mga kaklase nyo, magmamarcha na sa PICC, kayo hindi pa. Sa PICC ba graduation nyo? Five. Let's check. O, C, proceed pa rin. Tama ba? Yun, proceed pa rin. Hello? May kausap pa ba ako?
Yes, sir.
Yes po, sir.
Ibig sabihin, the best niyan, mag-start ka with 0. Then, 1, 2, 3. Ano yung ano natin kanina? 3. So, 0, 0, and 3. Okay? So, immediately you will stop there. Pwede rin naman kasi na mag-iterate ka na mag-iterate, okay? Hahaba ng hahaba, ng hahaba, ng hahaba, di ba? Tapos yung di marunong sa calculator. Sa Excel ha, ang Excel is a basic skills na kailangan ninyo. Lalo na kapag kayo ay nasa trabaho na, ang Excel is a very basic skills na pinapaaral sa inyo. Print screen ko lang to dahil gusto kong ilagay sa GC natin. Ito yung unang lecture. Ba? Medyo nalilito na ako kapag napakaraming nasa screen. Okay na tayo dito. Bago ko umalis dito, meron pang question. May question pa tayo dito.
Wala na po, sir. Okay na po. Thank you
Tingnan
po.
nga natin to if this is negative. Yun ang gusto kong malaman. Negative, pwede rin naman, di ba? Tama ba yun? Negative pa rin, ano? Negative 1. Check natin, negative 1. Ayun, nadagdagan ang iteration, lalayo pa. Baka madagdagan niya ng 3, 4. Kasi proceed pa rin doon. Diba? Kaya kailangan, bago gumawa nito, dapat merong trial and error muna dito, ha? May trial and error muna tayo dito. Okay? So this is now 0 and 3. Negative and a positive. Clear.
Yes,
Clear
sir.
tayo dyan, ha? Okay, next. We will proceed to the iteration method. Bakit dalawa ang ating topic? Kasi wala tayo last time. Yan ang ating consequence. Okay? Wala tayo last time, kaya ganyan, iis tayo, ha? Ayoko sanang nagkakapatong-patong ang inyong lecture. Kaya lang, alam ko namang stressful ang lecture online. Pero, parating sinasagasaan ang ating klase. Okay? Anyway, so again, this is under algebraic and transcendental equations. Okay? I hope everybody is still around. Methods to solve algebraic and transcendental equation. We have the bisection method, the false position, which we have discussed earlier. Today, we will be discussing iteration method, and then next meeting will be the Newton-Raphson method. Okay, then second method, and so on and so forth. Still have four yatang topics, all in all, or 5. Okay, so iteration method in solving algebraic and transcendental equations. Okay, these are just part of your readings. Ito lamang ay mga explanation, procedure, and this will just be part of your readings. Okay? Anyway, later on, sa-summarize ko yan in a procedure form or algorithm. Okay? So, in a nutshell, given f of x, write x in terms of x. Nakakalito, di ba? Mamaya maintindihan nyo, x in terms of x. Parang tanga, di ba? X in terms of x. Yan yung una. Label this left side as xn plus 1, the right side as xn. Meaning to say that if the first trial is x1, this will be the second trial. Dahil 1 plus 1, second trial to. If this will be now 3, this will be 3 plus 1, so that will be 4. So therefore, the next trial has something to do with the first trial, the preceding trial, x. Pick x1 and plug into equation. Repeat until converge. Repeat until converge. Yan lang ang importanteng bagay na pagtatandaan natin. At kung nasa XL na yan, hindi natin kailangang i-memorize siya. No? Hindi kailangang i-memorize siya. In iteration method, okay, let's have example, x cubed minus 3x plus 1. Ano yung sabi kanina? Assume x in terms of x. Write x in terms of x. Write x in terms of x. Okay. So let's have this here. Okay. Our subject of iteration is this. Our subject of assumption is this. Okay, the negative 3x. Ulitin ko ha. The subject of our discussion, iteration, or assumption is the negative 3x there. So we have now the iterative equation. Okay, if you will substitute this, transpose this on the other side, simplify, you'll have this iterative equation. X in terms of x. X in terms of x. Pero since nakakalito nga yan, we will just assume that y is equal to 1/3 of x cubed plus 1. For the meantime, we will just assume that y is equal to 1/3 of x cubed plus 1 para hindi tayo malito. Second iterative equation, kunin uli natin dito. But this time, our subject of iterative equation will be the x cubed. Let us transpose this on the other side, transpose this on the other side. So we have now x is equal to the cube root of 3x minus 1. X is equal to the cube root of 3x minus 1. And that will be now our iterative equation number 2. We will just assume that y is equal to, parati na lang nawala ang aking. Parati na lang nawawala itong cursor kung nakakairita. Y is equal to the cube root of 3x minus 1. The cube root of 3x minus 1. Tandaan, the first iterative equation, the second iterative equation, marami pa yan. Kung gusto ninyo pang mag-iterative equation kayo, so be it. Nasa inyo yon. Kaya nga iteration method. No? We have series of iterative equation and so on and so forth. Let us apply. For the meantime, we will be discussing this. In the meantime, we will be discussing this. Y is equal to 1/3 x cubed plus 1. Mamaya, yun na. Una muna yan. Okay? So, iterative equation number 1. Okay? This one is one equation. This one is another equation. We will assume that this is y is equal to x. Then y is equal to this. Y is equal to x. Y is equal to this. Para lang naman yan x is equal to x. Y is equal to y. Nilagay ko lang na y is equal to x. Y is equal to this much. Para hindi nakakalito. Kasi nakakapraning yung x is equal to x cubed plus 1. Ano? Nakakabaliw. Okay. Mag-assume ng values of x. So therefore, automatic that y is equal to x. Y is equal to x. So therefore, this will just be equal to this. Or this will just be equal to this. Assumption lang to. Assumption lang to for the meantime. Nilagay lang yan sa Excel. Okay? At sinolve for to. Nilagay lang to sa Excel. Sinolve yan. Next. If x is equal to this much, what is y? Ayun. Nilagay lang. Tignan niyo kung ano ang increment. Negative. Tignan niyo kung ano yung increment sa pag-assume. 0.5. Nag-start sa 2. Negative. Nasa na naman? Ayun. Negative 2, negative 1.5, negative 1, negative 0.5, 0.51, 1.52. Assumption lang yan for the x. So therefore, what will be now the y? Assumption lang to for the x. What will be the y? Kasi kailangan natin i-graph yung equation na ito. Equation na ito. Then, punta tayo dito. Ayan yung graph. Okay. Ayun yun. X is equal to 1/3 x cubed plus 1. X is equal to 1/3 x cubed plus 1. Okay? Ayan yun. Y is equal to 1/3 x cubed plus 1. Ito yun. Ito yun. Nandiyan pala yun. Tinuturo ko pa. Yun. Ito yung graph na yun. Yun yun, ha? Yun yun. Yun yun. Yun yun. Yun, 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 ito. Okay? Next. Ayan yan, alayan lang yung y is equal to x. If y is equal to x, that is just equal to a line which is a 45 degree. So, y is equal to x. Ito yun, no? At nandun niya tayo. Ayun, y is equal to x. So, pag may dalawa tayong equation, at nag-intersect sila, alam natin yan, ano? Pag may dalawa tayong equation, at pag nag-intersect sila, ang intersection is the root. The intersections are the root of the equations. Ulitin ko. Pag may dalawang equations, at nag-intersect, yung intersections ay roots ng equations. Okay? So, ilan yun? Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Okay? Tignan muna natin ulit. Ito, malapit sa x, 0.5. Ito, malapit sa x, 1.5. Ito, malapit sa x na 2.0, negative. Ulitin natin, ha? Ito, malapit sa x na 0.5. Ito, malapit sa x na 1.5. Ito, malapit sa x na negative 2.0. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Ayun yun. Negative 2. Nasaan na naman ang aking cursor? Negative 2, 0.5, and 1.5. Okay? Yan lang yung malapit na intersection nitong line na to at saka nitong line na to. Mamaya you will appreciate what is the use of that. But first, let us concentrate here. Kung saan ang x ay malapit sa 0.5. Kung saan ang x ay malapit sa 0.5. Concentrate muna tayo dito. Mamaya doon, pero hindi na i-discuss in details. Ito lang ang i-discuss ko in details. Ang x malapit sa 0.5. 0.5. Okay. Yun. X is equal to 0.5. What is y? 1/3 x cubed. Tapos, pansinin ninyo, yung kaninang assumption natin, galing lang yan dun, di ba? Ayun yun, no? Yun. Kasi malapit dun. Okay? Punta tayo dito. Ito yung equation. X 0.5. What is y? 1/3 of x cubed plus 1. Tapos, kinuha yung y. What is x? Sinubstitute doon. 0.3059. Tapos, kinuha yung y, ginawang x. Sinubstitute doon. 0.3477. Kinuha yung y, ginawang x. What is y? 0.3473. Kinuha yung y, ginawang x. What is y? 0.3473. Kinuha yung y, and so on, and so forth, and so on, and so forth, and so on. Ayun, nawala na, di ba? Ibig sabihin, after 4 trials, nag-converge na itong equation na to. Nag-converge na sa 0.3473. 0.3473. Kahit na mabaliw kayo dyan, hindi na mapapalitan yung 0.3473 na yan. Okay, so balik tayo. Ayan yan. Hindi ko na yan i-discuss in particular. Nandyan lang yan. If x is this one, y is this one. If x is 0.5, what is y? 0.375. If x is 0.375, okay? If x is 0.3475, nasa ba yun? 3475. Ayun, 3750, ayun pala, 3750. What is x? 3509, ayun yun. If x is 3509, ito yata yun. What is x? What is y? 3477. If x is equal to 3477, what is y? 3473. Ayun. At magko-converge na doon sa 3473. Wala nang ibang solusyon kung hindi iyon. Doon na lang matatapos ang ating iteration. Doon sa 3473. Doon na lang sa 3473 natatapos ang ating iteration. Okay? Ganyan din ang gagawin natin doon sa dalawang assumed root. Ang diniscuss lang natin dito ay yung assumed root na 0.5. And it turned out to be that that is not 0.5. It turned out to be that that is 0.3473. It turned out to be that that is 0.3473, not 0.5. Not 0.5 but 3473. Nagkaintindihan sana tayo doon, ha? Okay. Punta na tayo doon sa dalawang. Okay. Huwag na yan. Na-discuss ko na kanina. Okay. Ayun pala. Meron pala. Nahanap ko kanina eh. Kala ko hindi ko nalagyan ng highlight. Yun. Sa 3473. Okay? Ayan yung kanina na dinidiscuss natin. 0.5, 1.5 at negative 2. 0.5, 1.5, negative 2. 0.5, 1.5, negative 2. It seems ito ay nag-converge, pero hindi. Okay? Convergent, divergent. nag-converge dito, pero ito wala. Walang convergence. Walang convergence sa negative 2. Walang convergence sa negative 2. Meron sa 0.5, meron sa 1.5. Sa 0.5 at 1.5, 3473, 3473. Okay? Punta ngayon tayo dun sa iterative equation number 2. Dahil nagamit na natin ang 0.5, 1.5 at negative 2. Punta tayo dun sa iterative equation number 2. Ayan. Okay? Ilan pa lang ang root natin? Isa pa lang. Ang nasusolve na root, 3473 pa lang. 3473 pa lang. Okay, 3473. 3473. Are you still around? Everybody still around?
Yes po, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sana nakikinig ha. Okay, so iterative equation number 2, you have there y is equal to cube root of 3x minus 1. Okay? Ayan yun ha, itong equation na to, ito ay galing dun, ito yun. So you substitute it there, you can solve for this. Negative 2. Okay, 1.5. Then the 0.5. Ayan yung kanina ha. Negative 2, 0.5, 1.5. But this time we will be using the iterative equation number 2. Kaya nga iteration method ha. Nag-a-iterate tayo. This time we are using the iterative equation number 2. Balik tayo dito, negative 2, 0.5, 1.5. So I-substitute it here, you can solve for this. You substitute it here, you can solve for this. You substitute this here, you can solve for this. Okay? So therefore, tignan ang ating values, nag-converge here, 1.8794 negative, nag-converge here, 1.5320, okay, 1.5321 pala, sorry. Then nag-converge here, 1.5321, 1.532. Kanina meron na ha, meron ng convergence kanina, isa lang. 0.3473, 0.3473. Ngayon, we have another convergence. We have values again. Negative 1.8794, 1.5321, 1.5321. So therefore, this is convergent, this is convergent, this is convergent. Meaning that the roots will now be equal to negative 1.8794, okay, 1.5321, 1.5321, and then we have, earlier we have solved this, 0.3473. Ulitin natin, ito, nakuha natin dito, sa iterative equation number 2, ito, nakuha natin dito, ito, nag-converge din dito, nakuha natin sa iterative equation number 2, ito, nakuha natin kanina sa iterative equation number 1. So, you have now the roots, negative 1.8794, 0.3473, and 1.5321. Ayan yung tatlong root nito. X cubed minus 3x plus 1 is almost equal to 0. Almost equal to 0. Check natin. Check natin. Ito tayo dito. Yan yung equation. Okay? Tignan muna natin na. Tignan lang. Ito ay assumption. Negative 2, negative 1.5, 1.5, 0.5. Kanina yan yung inassume ko na increment of 0.5. Na increment of 0.5. Pinasok ko ngayon yung ating nasolve na negative 1.8794, 0.3473, 1.5321. Pinasok ko lang yan doon, ha? Pinasok ko kanina, pinasok ko ngayon sa kaninang assumption natin ng x na mayroong 0.5 na increment. Nandiyan pa rin yun, negative 2, negative 1.5, negative 1, o negative 0.5, and so on and so forth. Then solve for this. Ayun yun. Okay, tignan. Kung ito yung root, sinubstitute doon, ang value nito is negative 0.0001, almost equal to 0. Kung ito yung root, sinubstitute this, ano ang value? 0. So, equal to 0. Kung ito yung root, sinubstitute doon, ano ang value? 0.001. Ito lang na medyo merong error na 0.0001. Pero that's already acceptable. Ano? What is 0.0001 negative among friends? Siguro naman hindi na tayo mag-aaway-aaway doon, ano? Sa negative 0.0001. Okay? Graph natin, ha? Ayan yung graph. Ayan yung graph nito. Ito yung graph nito. Ito yung graph nito. Okay? The roots are as follows. Negative 1.8794, 0.3473, 1.5321. Okay, nasa yung yun. Okay, yun. Followed by this. Followed by this. Okay, ulitin natin. The roots are as follows. The first one is this one. The second one is this one. The third one is this one. Okay, so we have 3 roots. Okay. Any question bago tayo umalis dito? Question bago tayo umalis dito? Question bago tayo umalis dito?
Wala na po, sir.
Saan galing nga ito? Saan to galing? Saan to galing? Iterative equation what? Nako. Walang nakikinig, ha? Saan galing tong equation, yung solution dito? Na 0.3473?
Iteration 1, sir.
Okay, very good. Ito, at saka ito, saan galing tong solution dyan?
Iteration po, sir.
Iteration number 2, ha? Iterative
Ito,
equation.
sir, iteration 2.
Oo, ito ay galing sa 2, ito ay galing sa 2, ito ay galing sa 1. Okay? Any questions so far?
Sir, question.
Yes.
Pag gumawa po kami ng activity regarding dito sa topic po natin,
Oo.
kasama din po ba yung pag-graph?
Ang sa akin, tama yun. Kasi, ito, it will just satisfy your desire to get the root. Ulitin ko, ha? Itong sa Excel will just satisfy your desire to get the root. Pero, hindi ninyo nakikita ano kayang itsura nito. Diba? Sana nandito pa. Ano kayang itsura nun na ganyan? Okay? Hindi naman ko nire-require na i-graph nyo na. Okay? Kaya lang, mas maganda kung ginagraph ninyo, iyan. Naintindihan? Sana, mas maganda kung naigagraph ninyo yan, katulad nito. Ayan. Ayaw umakyat. Okay? Ayan. Na-satisfy nga kayo sa inyong solution here. Nakikita ba ang monitor ko sa Excel?
Yes, sir.
Opo, sir. Nakikita ko.
Sir,
Okay, very good. Nasa-satisfy nga ang inyong desire to solve for the root here sa Excel. Pero hindi nyo nakikita itong graph. Sana may initiative kayo na mag-graph din kayo. Ayan. Ang ganda-ganda tignan, di ba? Kung anong itsura ng ating graph na yon. Ayun yun. Di ba? Okay. So, ito will do. Ay, ano yan? Nawala. Okay, this one will do again. This one, the Excel form, the spreadsheet will just satisfy your desire to get the root. Dahil yan ay sequence, algorithm, procedure, step by step. Pero, ano ba ang itsura ng inyong graph? Dapat nalalaman din natin. Okay? Saka, naglalaro sana kayo. Pinaglalaroan nyo yung graph. Ayan. Katulad niyan, tignan ninyo, ako'y nilalaro ko yan. At nagta-trial and error din ako. Ayan. Okay. What will be now the behavior of the graph if this will be the points? What will be the behavior of the graph if this will be the points? Okay. And eventually, you'll come up with this graph. Ang ganda-ganda kaya, oh, di ba? Kung talagang mga engineering students tayo, ma-appreciate nga yan, ha? Any question pa? May question pa tayo? Question pa? Hello? Nawala na ba kayo? Oh, nawala na yata.
Okay na
Hello?
po, sir.
Dito po, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir?
Yes?
Sir, pwede po, sir, pasend nung, sir, ng Excel po, para lang po mapag-aralan din po namin dyan.
Oo nga, sinesend ko ha. Sinesend ko
Ay.
po sa inyo. Na-send ko na. Actually, na-send ko na ngayon. Ito, isisend ko pa yung isa. Ha?
Ay, ang Excel file mismo, sir?
Ay, hindi.
Ay,
Yung
hindi
Excel,
po.
hindi. Procedural naman yung Excel screen. Kayo ang gagawa ng inyong Excel.
Sige po, sir. Thank you po.
Saan ba siya? Wait lang, ha? Paste.
Bali, yung ipapasa niyo lang, sir, yung parang screenshot.
Yes, yes. Ito, yung nakikita niyo naman ginagawa ko. Nandito ako ngayon sa ating GC. Nasa GC ako natin ngayon. Alam niyo naman na yan ay 0.5. What will be now the value of X? Y. Lipat ito dun. What is Y? Lipat dun. What is Y? Lipat dun. What is Y? Yung equation dito ay iyon. The same way with this one. The same way with this one. No? Nag-check lang ako ng how many decimal places kasi tinitingnan ko yung accuracy if that is in 3 decimal place or 4 decimal place. Kaya chine-check ko, no? Nagkaintindihan tayo? Clear tayo doon?
Yes, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay, any questions so far? Question tayo?
Ano po, sir?
May question, Mark Joseph, dala tayo? Natulog na si Joseph. Michael John Dugos, question.
Wala po, sir. Wala po.
Question, John Christian of Laria.
No, sir. No po. Wala po.
Ray Felix Meneses, question. Question, Jen, Michael.
Wala po, sir.
Leonilo.
Wala po, sir.
Peter, na kanan.
None, sir.
Okay, so if you don't have any question, paki-on lang ang ating camera for our photo op